I did not get enough sleep last night, or the night before that, or the night before that. My to-do list is impossible, and I am exhausted. How could I possibly write when I can hardly string thoughts together? That's the topic of today's video. This channel is for busy people writing in the margins of their lives. And the margins of my life just got a lot smaller. We are in the middle of a move and everything feels like it's in turmoil right now. Hello, I'm Denis'Thomas, if we haven't met before, and I'm usually not quite this tired, but I am running on fumes right now. You probably know what that's like. You have probably also had days where you are so tired you can hardly think. And when we talk about writing every day, how can you possibly write on days like that? Well, I do have a few suggestions for you. And just in case you were wondering, I did write this morning. The first thing I want to say about writing when you're tired is that this is why a low bar is really important. On this channel, I always say 500 words a day. And the reason for that is because 500 words is possible even on days like I am having today. Even on those days where you're very tired or you don't have a lot of time, 500 words is possible. You can do it in somewhere between 15 to 30 minutes, and that is manageable, especially on days when 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours is just a complete impossibility. Low bars are important because they're sustainable, even when you're living out of your luggage. The second thing I would say about writing when you're really tired is that the most important thing you can do is just start. Often, the hardest part about writing is just to get the laptop open and the fingers typing. If you can just do that, forget how much you write or how quality the writing is. Instead, just get started. Once you start, you're already over the biggest hurdle, and then you just write until you want to stop. The third point I want to make about writing when you're tired is this myth that because you are so tired, your writing is going to be poorer quality than normal. Now, I had a period of time where I needed to get a writing project done, and it required that I get up very early in the morning and write before I went to my day job. And I did that for a period of time until I finished that project. I am not a natural morning person. I don't especially appreciate mornings, especially not until I've had my coffee. And on those days when I was working on that project, I was writing and I felt so muddy in my thinking and so unclear that I really thought that what I was writing was terrible, that it was much worse than the material that I had written at my more mentally optimistic time of day. But when I went back to edit that material, I couldn't tell the difference between what I wrote at the good time and what I wrote in the morning when I felt really sluggish. That even though it felt like poor quality work, in reality, I was writing at about the same level that I usually wrote. So even when you're tired and you feel like you're writing really badly, you may still be writing at the same quality that you typically write. The next point that I want to make is to be really kind with your self-talk. When you're already tired or you're already overly committed, overly full, and trying to do way too many things, this isn't the time to beat yourself up over writing. I don't know that there ever is a time where it's appropriate to beat yourself up over writing, but during this time, especially when you're really tired, be gentle with yourself. That will go further to motivate you to keep writing than chastising yourself and beating yourself up with your internal dialogue, trying to get yourself to write more. be kind with your self-talk. The next thing that I would encourage you to do is to take care of your basic needs for about 5 minutes. I know this sounds kind of weird, but often when we've run ourselves ragged like this, when we haven't had a lot of sleep and we may not be making the best of decisions, we also tend to not be meeting our basic needs. So things like, do you need to go to the restroom? Do you need to drink some water? Do you need something to eat? Obviously, you need some sleep, but those first 3 things you can take care of in about 5 minutes. If you're hungry, get something to eat. If you're thirsty, get something to drink. If you need to relieve yourself, go do that. Take care of those basic needs. Often when we're tired, we're just not monitoring those things as well as usual, or in the scurry to get other things done, we're overlooking those basic needs. So if you, like me, are really tired right now, stop for a minute and just do a body scan and just become aware of what it is that you physically need right now in this moment. And then later on, if you can get a nap, like I'm going to do after this video, then take care of that rest need as well. But just taking care of a few basic needs like that will often help your disposition, and then you'll be able to write a little easier. And the last bit that I want to leave you with is a word of encouragement. You know, every day will not be like today. Thank goodness, right? I feel like I'm sleepwalking through today because I have been go, 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 go for so many days in a row. If you also have had that experience, then just know that this is a busy time, but this is not what life is always like. That there will be a day where you will be more well-rested. Maybe you just didn't sleep well last night. Maybe tonight you'll crash and make up for that. But either way, today is only one day. This day is not forever. You will not always be this tired. So how do you write when you are very tired? Well, the reality is that if you write daily, you will have days when you are extremely tired and fatigued. On those days, remind yourself that you can write 500 words in 15 to 30 minutes. That is manageable. But if it is not manageable, and I have had days where even 500 words is too much, just write for 5 minutes. If you write something, today is a win. When you go back and you read what you've written on those tired days, I'm guessing that you, like me, may not be able to tell the difference in your writing. Be kind to yourself, regardless of the quality of your writing. The fact that you are showing up to write is a big deal, even when it's only 5 minutes. So be kind with how you talk to yourself. And as you're being kind to yourself, also think about your basic needs and see if there's something that you need to take care of right now in just a few minutes. Finally, keep this tired day in perspective. One day is not forever. I hope that when you see me in the next video, the bags under my eyes will be less pronounced and I will feel much better rested. I will see you in the next one.